Hi everyone. In this slide, we are looking at three very important cloud concepts: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Now don't worry if these sound confusing. I'll explain them in the simplest way possible with real-life examples. Today, almost every company uses cloud platforms like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. But the question is, what exactly are we using from the cloud? Are we using just software? Are we building apps? Or are we controlling full servers? That's where SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS come into the picture. Let's understand this step by step, starting from the easiest one. SaaS, software as a service. First, SaaS. SaaS means software as a service. Very simple, you just use the software. Nothing else. You don't install anything, you don't maintain anything, you don't manage servers. Just open your browser and start working. For example, Salesforce, Slack, Dropbox, Microsoft Office 365. Let me give you a very real example. White right pointing backhand index when you use Google Docs or Gmail. Do you install anything? No. Do you manage servers? No. Everything is already set up. You just log in and use it. That is SaaS. Another example. Think about watching movies on Netflix. You don't download the movie. You don't store it. You just stream it. Same concept. Real-time office example. If a company uses Salesforce CRM, employees just log in and use it. They don't care about back-end servers, updates, or security. Everything is handled by the provider. So remember this line. In SaaS, you only use the software, nothing else. Best for end users, non-technical people, quick usage without setup. PaaS, platform as a service. Now let's move to the next level. PaaS. PaaS means platform as a service. Here, things get a little more interesting. In SaaS, you just use apps. But in PaaS, you build applications. For example, Google App Engine, Heroku, Red Hat, OpenShift, AWS, Elastic Beanstalk. Real-time example. Let's say you are a developer. You want to create a website or mobile app. Now normally, what do you need? Server, operating system, runtime, Java, Python, etc. Database. That's too much work, right? PaaS solves this problem. It gives you a ready-made environment. You just upload your code, and your app runs. You don't worry about servers, scaling, patching, updates. Example. Using Heroku. You just push your code, your app goes live. That's it. Real-life analogy. Think of it like a fully equipped kitchen. Everything is ready. Gas, stove, utensils. You just cook. Real-time company example. A startup building a website can use Google App Engine. They don't waste time on infrastructure. They focus on development. Important line. In PaaS, you build and manage the application, but the platform is managed. Best for developers, startups, fast application deployment. IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Now, the most powerful one, IaaS. IaaS means infrastructure as a service. Here, you get full control. For example, Amazon Web Services, Google Compute Engine, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud. Real-time example. Let's say you launch a virtual machine in AWS. Now what will you do? Install OS, configure network, install applications, manage security. Everything is your responsibility. Cloud provider only gives servers, storage, networking. Real-life analogy. Like renting an empty house. No furniture, nothing. You design everything. Real-time company example. A banking application might use IaaS because they need full control over security, network, and data. Important line. In IaaS, you control everything except physical hardware. Best for system admins, large enterprises, custom architecture. Now let's quickly compare all three. SaaS. You just use software. PaaS. You build applications. IaaS. You control infrastructure. Easy way to remember. SaaS equals ready product, PaaS equals ready platform. IaaS equals raw resources. Control level. SaaS least control. PaaS medium. IaaS full control. Now thinking like an expert. No company uses only one model. They mix all three. Example. Employees use SaaS like Office 365, developers use PaaS like Heroku. IT team uses IaaS like AWS. Choosing depends on budget, skills, control, needed, project requirement. Final thought. Cloud is not about owning infrastructure. It's about using the right service at the right time. So that's SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS explained in a very simple way with real examples. Now you can clearly understand when to use what. Cloud computing is used by almost every company today. Instead of buying hardware, companies rent services. There are three main types: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Each one gives different levels of control and flexibility. Understanding these models helps you choose the right solution based on your needs. IaaS, infrastructure as a service. IaaS provides basic infrastructure like servers, storage, and networking. You are responsible for managing the operating system and applications. It is very flexible and scalable, but requires technical knowledge. It is mainly used by system administrators and DevOps teams. Let's understand the example of IaaS using this slide. We are going to understand an important cloud concept called infrastructure as a service. In simple terms, cloud providers like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure provide servers, storage, and networking over the internet. Instead of buying physical servers, companies can rent infrastructure from the cloud. Step 1. Users or internet. First, users connect through the internet. Real-time example. When you open a website or mobile app, your request goes from your device to the cloud. Step 2. Load balancer. Next, the request goes to a load balancer. Examples include elastic load balancing in AWS and Azure load balancer. Real-time example. If many users access a website at the same time, the load balancer distributes traffic across multiple servers so the system does not crash. Step 3. Virtual machines. Then the request reaches virtual machines. Examples include Amazon EC2 and Azure virtual machines. Real-time example. These are like computers running in the cloud where applications and websites are hosted. Step 4. Storage layer. Next is the storage layer. Examples include Amazon S3 and Azure Blob Storage. Real-time example. When you upload images, videos, or files to a website, they are stored in cloud storage. Step 5. Database layer. Then comes the database layer. Examples include Amazon RDS and Azure SQL database. Real-time example. User data such as usernames, passwords, orders, and transactions are stored in databases. Step 6. Networking and security. Finally, everything is protected using networking and security. Examples include Amazon VPC and Azure Virtual Network. Real-time example. Firewalls and security rules protect systems from unauthorized access, similar to security in an office building. Real-time examples section. Online shopping websites. Users browse products, servers process requests, and databases store orders, banking applications. Secure login, transaction processing, and data storage in databases, video streaming platforms. Videos are stored in storage and delivered through servers, company websites. Hosted on virtual machines in the cloud, employee login systems. Authentication and user data managed through databases. File upload systems. Files are stored in cloud storage services. Online gaming. Multiple users connect to servers, and load balancers manage traffic, hospital systems. Patient data is stored securely in databases. In summary, IaaS provides complete infrastructure including servers, storage, databases, and networking in the cloud. This helps companies reduce cost, scale easily, and manage systems efficiently. PaaS, Platform as a Service. PaaS provides a ready-made platform for developers. You don't need to worry about servers or operating systems. Everything is managed by the provider. Developers can focus only on writing code and deploying applications quickly. PaaS, Platform as a Service. PaaS provides a ready-made platform for developers. You don't need to worry about servers or operating systems. Everything is managed by the provider. Developers can focus only on writing code and deploying applications quickly. In this slide, we are going to understand Platform as a Service, also called PaaS. In simple terms, PaaS provides a ready-made platform where developers can build, run, and manage applications without worrying about servers, storage, or infrastructure. Examples include AWS Elastic Beanstalk and Azure App Service. Step 1. Users or Internet. First, users access the application through the Internet. Real-time example. When you open a website or mobile app, your request goes to the cloud platform. Step 2. Platform layer. Next is the platform layer. Examples. AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Azure App Service. Explanation. This layer automatically manages servers, operating systems, and runtime environments. Real-time example. A developer uploads code, and the platform automatically runs the application without manual setup. Step 3. Application hosting. Now the application runs on the platform. Explanation. The platform hosts web applications, APIs, or containers. Real-time example. A company website or back-end API runs here without managing servers. Step 4. Database services. Next is the database layer. Examples. AWS RDS. Azure SQL Database. Explanation. Databases store application data like users, orders, and transactions. Real-time example. When you log into an app, your details are fetched from the database. Step 5. Development tools. Next are development tools. Examples. AWS Code Build. Azure DevOps. Explanation. These tools help developers build, test, and deploy applications. Real-time example. When developers update code, it is automatically tested and deployed. Real-time examples. Website development. Developer uploads code. Platform runs the website automatically. Mobile app backend. Backend APIs run on the platform without server management. Online booking system. Handles user requests, stores data, and processes bookings. E-commerce applications. Manages products, orders, and users without infrastructure setup, startup applications. Small teams build apps quickly without hiring infrastructure teams. Internal company tools. HR or employee portals run on PaaS platforms. API services. Developers create and host APIs for other applications. Key difference. In IaaS, you manage servers and infrastructure. In PaaS, the platform manages everything, and you focus only on application development. Conclusion. In summary, PaaS provides a complete platform to develop, run, and manage applications easily. It reduces complexity, saves time, and allows faster development. SaaS, Software as a Service. SaaS is the easiest model. You just use the software through a browser. No need to install or manage anything. Everything is handled by the provider. It is used by normal users and businesses for daily operations. Now, we are going to understand Software as a Service, also called SaaS. In simple terms, SaaS means using software directly over the internet without installing or managing anything. The service provider manages everything, and users just access the application. Step 1. Users or Internet. First, users access the software through the internet. Real-time example. When you open an application in your browser or mobile, you are using SaaS. Step 2. Application layer. Next is the application layer. Explanation. This is the actual software that users interact with. Real-time example. Email services, office tools, or CRM systems that you use daily. Users do not worry about installation or updates. Step 3. Platform, background. Behind the scenes, there is a platform layer. Explanation. The platform runs and manages the application automatically. Real-time example. Developers update the application, and changes are reflected instantly for all users. Step 4. Infrastructure, background. Below the platform is the infrastructure layer. Explanation. This includes servers, storage, and networking, but users do not see or manage it. Real-time example. All data and application processing happen in cloud servers. Step 5. Security and management. Finally, everything is secured and managed by the provider. Explanation. Security, updates, backups, and performance are handled automatically. Real-time example. You don't need to install updates or worry about security patches. Real-time examples. Email services. You open your email in a browser without installing software. Online office tools. You create documents, spreadsheets, and presentations online. Customer management systems. Companies manage customer data using online tools. Video streaming. You watch videos directly without downloading them. Online learning platforms. Students access courses and materials online. File storage services. Files are uploaded and accessed from anywhere. HR management systems. Employee data and attendance are managed online. Project management tools. Teams collaborate and track work online. Key difference. In IaaS, you manage infrastructure. In PaaS, you manage applications. In SaaS, everything is managed by the provider, and you only use the software. Conclusion. In summary, SaaS provides ready-to-use software over the internet. It is easy to use, requires no maintenance, and saves time and cost. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more simple IT concepts.